Sadly, it is a very sad day for anarchist movements everywhere. As of today, Rojava may going to receive a downfall. A successful revolution they lay out in 2011, when the Kurdish people, the indigenous people of Kurdistan, the largest ethnic group in the world that doesn't have their own nation, of 40 million people, they succeeded to develop their independence, although not recognized by the United Nations, called Rojava, in northern Syria, in their indigenous Kurdish lands. After that, they developed a government based on the principles of anarchism, specifically a more of a subset of anarchist communism called anarcho-communalism, a philosophy first developed by Moray Bookchin in the 90s. What he called it communalism and libertarian municipalism. Abdullah Öcalan, influenced by Moray Bookchin's writing, developed his further development of his ideas of anarcho-communalism called democratic federalism, under the principles that their society will be no hierarchy, no state, and no centralized authority. People say they're not anarchists, or people say they do not fit anarchist label, even though by their own admission they don't want a society based under the principles of hierarchy and the state. They are anarchists by definition. But regardless of how people debate whether or not they're an anarchist, even though they successfully developed in 2011 with a population of 4 million people, a truly pluralistic society where people regardless of race, tribe, ethnicity, and religion can live together peacefully. Thanks to the Syrian Democratic Force, an alliance of various military groups, mainly led by the Kurdish majority YPJ, who has successfully defeated ISIS. Now, given the Syrian government, the new Damascus government under Taliban rule, given the new government, the HTH, was founded by former quote-unquote moderate Al-Qaeda members. And they had two choices: either integrate into the state of Damascus or face genocide by the combined might of moderate Al-Qaeda Syria, fascist Turkey, and the remaining ISIS fighters. And the United States has joined forces with this moderate Al-Qaeda Syrian government. So now, sadly, there are talks of unification, although they're trying to make a case similar to what happened to Iraq, where they will maintain an autonomous government but will be part of the state, what happened to Iraqi Kurdistan. But it may face a similar demise as Iraqi Kurdistan, where technically speaking, they maintain their autonomous status, right? Where they're not completely independent, but at least they have their own government by their own people. It will be controlled by some naturalistic and reactionary forces, as we saw in the leading government of Iraqi Kurdistan are against the Syrian Rojava revolutionaries, and has joined forces with fascist Turkey on many occasions and how to deal with this without resorting to genocide and replace in a more right-wing nationalist direction. This is truly a sad day because they either face extinction by the combined might of two countries, plus the backing of the US by Syria, and the backing of like terrorist organizations like ISIS. This is a sad day completely. I had no else to say. This is truly depressing. And let's hope for the people, the Kurdish people, still somehow find way to fight for their liberation once again under this new regime of this Al-Qaeda-led government. Similar what happened. Let's see. And let's hope, because at least we can see example the Zapatistas who are going in a more decentralized approach in their organization, going into a more anarchism than they were already. We see other examples like the Savarara movement in Sri Lanka. It has a population of 4 million people and it's been around since over 70 years now. And of course, you have the geographic location of Somia, which is the geographic size of Europe with a population of 100 million people, who has rejected the nation state for the past 2,000 years. It shows you that non-hierarchical societies are possible. And sadly, I do see the potential of democratic federalism and anarcho-communalism as the way forward to achieve liberation all over the world. And it looks like even academia the very few academic peer-reviewed scholarly literature has been published about anarchism has been making case for this approach of anarcho-communalism, democratic federalism, and libertarian municipalism. Let's see how this goes. Long live Rojava, long live Kurdistan, and long live anarchism. Viva la revolución.